On March 31st, Italian luxury group Prada opened its first independent dining space in Asia, called Obsessed with Prada Rong Zhai, in Shanghai. This is part of its latest effort to respond to the slowdown in China's luxury market. Prada isn't alone. Other luxury brands are also jumping into the coffee business to create buzz and attract attention. Back in February, another Italian luxury group, Armani, opened its first Armani Caffè in Beijing, under its flagship brand, Giorgio Armani. The world's largest luxury group, LVMH, headquartered in France, had already launched its first Café Dior in Shanghai in December 2023. LVMH didn't stop there. Its main brand, Louis Vuitton, opened a themed restaurant in Taikoo Li, Chengdu. The coffee comes with a big LV logo, the wine glasses are hidden in LV trunks, and even the ingredients are served in LV boxes. The restaurant recently earned a Michelin star. Many young people online are sharing their visits to these high-end restaurants. They say things like, "I can't afford the bags, so I came for a cup of coffee. The vibe is perfect." As luxury spending cools down in China, the industry is working hard to reinvent itself. Moving into food and drink has become one way for brands to build stronger emotional connections with their customers. Experts say that getting people through the door is more important than ever. Luxury consumption in China continues to weaken. In the first quarter of this year, major brands have been closing stores across the country. On February 28th, luxury menswear brand Zegna, along with Giorgio Armani and Emporio Armani, all shut down their flagship stores at Beijing's China World Mall. These stores have been open since 2008, making them long-standing landmarks in Beijing's central business district and among the very few standalone flagship stores outside of Milan and Tokyo.
奢侈品牌也顶不住了。
Luxury brands in China are struggling under pressure. This shows a typical sign of consumption downgrading. Near Beijing's top malls SKP and China World Mall, the Italian high-end menswear brand Zegna pulled out from China World Mall on February 28th, though it kept its store in SKP. Armani also recently closed its store near China World Mall after more than 10 years. This shows even Zegna and Armani can't handle the market pressure. There are two main reasons for this downgrading. First, affordable alternatives are widespread. Live streaming sells products similar to Zegna, Louis Vuitton, and Arc'teryx, using the same fabric but no brand logos, and prices drop from 10,000 yuan to 800 yuan. Brands find it hard to compete. Second, China's younger generation is more rational in spending. They no longer pursue flashy logo-driven consumption, but prefer comfort and practicality.
周一上班的时候，我发现开业近20年的 Armani 和杰尼亚。
On Monday, I noticed that Armani and Zegna closed their stores at China World Mall but kept their stores next to Beijing SKP. They had been operating for nearly 20 years. Many industry insiders interpret this as a cost-cutting and optimization move under environmental pressures. Meanwhile, Gucci is also closing many outlet discount stores and rapidly shutting down regular stores. In February, Gucci closed its Shanghai Riel department store and New World Daimaru department store on the same day. This rapid closure of luxury stores is historic. Gucci was one of the first luxury brands to enter Riel department store when it opened in 2012. Over the past 3 years, China's luxury market has sharply declined, especially in 2024, which saw the biggest drop ever. Many luxury brands are cutting investment and closing stores in China, including Gucci's rival, Louis Vuitton. From 2024 until now, Gucci has closed 6 stores in China. This wave of closures has hit Gucci's sales hard. In 2024, Gucci's global revenue was 7.7 billion euros, down 23% year-on-year. Their Asia-Pacific revenue also fell 23%, with China's decline being especially severe. Compared to other top luxury brands, Gucci's performance drop over the last 2 years is the worst. Relying on celebrity endorsements is no longer enough to turn things around. According to a 2024 report by Bain & Company, an Italian luxury manufacturers association, Fondazione Alta Gamma, global luxury consumption will reach 1.48 trillion euros in 2024. This is a slight decline of 1 to 3% compared to 2023 at current exchange rates. The personal luxury goods market, the very core of the luxury segment, experienced its first shrinkage in 15 years, excluding the pandemic period. Global luxury consumers are cutting back on non-essential purchases because of ongoing economic uncertainty and continuous price increases by brands. As a result, the personal luxury goods market is expected to shrink to 363 billion euros, about 2% lower than in 2023 at current exchange rates. This trend is especially clear among Gen Z consumers, whose loyalty to luxury brands has declined steadily. This has shrunk the luxury consumer base by about 50 million people over the past 2 years. China's economy in 2024 faced sharp domestic deflation triggered by crises in real estate and related financial institutions. With the new Trump administration in the U.S., the external economic environment worsened further. Compared to 2023, luxury consumption in mainland China fell by more than 20%. The very poor macroeconomic conditions heavily impacted domestic consumption. Despite various government efforts to stimulate recovery, the effects have been minimal. In 2024, only a few luxury brands succeeded in China. About 5% of brands saw slight sales growth in the first 10 months, while most others experienced rapid decline. The Bain report also shows that all luxury categories in China face challenges, with jewelry and watches hit the hardest. According to data from the Federation of the Swiss Watch Industry, Swiss watch exports in October 2024 dropped 2.2% year-on-year to 2.3 billion Swiss francs, a slowdown compared to previous months. In China, Swiss watch sales plunged 38.8%, and Hong Kong's market also fell by 14.8%. As the economy sharply declines, people first prioritize basic needs: food, sleep, children's education, healthcare for the elderly. Luxury goods, as non-essential items, are hit first. The situation in China is especially severe. Even the second-hand luxury market is affected. 2 years ago, a used Rolex Daytona could sell for 1.2 million yuan. Now it sells for around 500,000 yuan, a drop of over 58%. The price of top-tier luxury watches like Richard Mille has fallen from over 2 million yuan to just over 1 million yuan. Luxury handbags have seen similar declines.
你知道吗？以前的二手是这样的。
The second-hand luxury goods market in China has sharply declined. In the past, even if a luxury bag didn't sell, it was at least like meat in the pot, meaning it was inventory that might still increase in value. But now the saying has changed to meat in the pot can be cooked to mush. That means these luxury goods, especially bags at high prices, didn't sell in time and have now fallen in value drastically, causing serious losses. This collapse has shattered the old myth that luxury goods are a safe investment. At the 2023 Geneva Watch and Wonder Show, Rolex CEO Jean-Frédéric Dufour publicly said that treating luxury watches as investments is very risky. For high-end watches and similar luxury items, only true enthusiasts with strong financial backgrounds would buy them. This small group, called Very Important Customers, or VICs, make up just over 2% of all customers, but accounts for 45% of global luxury purchases. Given China's fast economic downturn, consumer confidence is low. People are cautious about spending because of economic uncertainty. Even they have become more conservative and tend to diversify their assets during tough times. Compared to 2023, China's luxury consumption has shrunk by more than 20%, mostly due to cutbacks from the middle class. There's basically no middle class now. Only two levels remain: the very rich and the Pinduoduo crowd, meaning poorer consumers. These two groups represent the only viable markets. Data from China International Finance Corporation shows that in 2022, only 5% of people in China earned more than 5,000 yuan a month, and only 700,000 people earned over 20,000 yuan a month. A scholar, Hua Hongbing, shared more data that may surprise people.
Do you think a monthly income of 5,000 yuan is low? According to official figures, 5.46 million people have zero monthly income. In total, 550 million people in China earn less than 1,000 yuan monthly, matching government estimates of about 600 million. Those earning 1,000 to 1,500 yuan number 243 million. 1,500 to 2,000 yuan number 172 million. People earning above 5,000 yuan monthly total about 132.8 million, which is 9.87% of China's population. What does this mean? It means the real reason consumers pursue cost effectiveness is that they simply don't have money. Without money, how can people chase high consumption?
So, who really are China's middle and upper income groups and main consumers? Data from Beijing Normal University shows that by the end of 2024, about 10 million people in China received pensions over 10,000 yuan monthly. Meanwhile, 8.54 million working people in state-owned and private enterprises earn after-tax incomes above 10,000 yuan monthly. This means that China's true middle and upper income classes are mainly retired or current employees of the Chinese Communist Party, government agencies, or state-owned enterprises. They do not produce economic value, but consume a large share of public resources and social welfare. Essentially, they're a privileged class supported by taxpayers. At the same time, about 700 million other workers in China earn generally low incomes. In China, under CCP rule, the idea of a middle class is basically a false concept. It's more accurate to talk about the middle income group, which includes government workers and people working in relatively high-paying fields like internet and finance. No matter how luxurious a product is, its basic nature remains that of a consumer good. Luxury items do not have financial attributes like investment or wealth preservation, nor do they carry social responsibility as status symbols. These meanings are ascribed socially. One of human nature's biggest weaknesses is that people don't value what's easy to get, like sunlight, air, and water, which are the Earth's most precious natural resources. But not everyone knows how to cherish these. Instead, people tend to believe that scarcity creates value. What is hard to get feels most precious. Luxury brands exploit this curiosity by creating artificial scarcity, also known as hunger marketing. Famous Japanese sociologist Miura Atsushi developed the concept of the fourth consumption era. He systematically described Japan's changing consumer trends, dividing them into four consumption eras starting from the Taisho period of the early 20th century. The first consumption era, 1912 to 1941. Early industrialization and urbanization centered in cities like Tokyo and Osaka. The middle class emerged. Consumption was limited to a small elite middle class and wealthy people who pursued Western-style modern culture. Luxury goods such as watches and clothing symbolized elite status. Second consumption era, 1945 to 1973. Post-war economic reconstruction and rapid growth. Families increased rapidly. Big-ticket family items like cars, color TVs, and refrigerators became popular. The focus was on mass production and consumption, with an aesthetic of bigger is better. Third consumption era, 1974 to 1991. After the oil crisis, the economy stabilized and grew steadily. Individuality and branding rose. Consumers sought personalized and emotional consumption. Famous brands and fashion became mainstream. Luxury goods expanded rapidly in Japan. Fourth consumption era, 1992 to the present. The 1998 Asian financial crisis and the 2011 Great Hanshin earthquake led Japan to rethink overconsumption. The economy slowed and the population aged. Consumers shifted from ownership to sharing and valued human connection. They preferred simple, practical, local products and rejected flashy consumption. Focus moved to inner fulfillment and service experience rather than material accumulation. Miura Atsushi argues that people tormented by the anxiety of consumerism in the third era began to return to their true nature in the fourth era, longing for a natural and simple life. Sharing replaced keeping up with the Joneses. Escaping the desire-driven society and returning to the simple life of the pre-industrial age has become the inner yearning and aspiration of modern people. The Bain report shows that from 2011 to 2024, China's mainland personal luxury goods market grew from nearly 100 billion yuan in 2011 to a peak of 450 billion yuan in 2021, a fourfold increase. Based on this growth curve, we can divide the market into three stages. The emergent stage, 2011 to 2015. Most Chinese consumers began to get familiar with luxury fashion brands. The frenzy stage, 2016 to 2023. Rapid growth as consumers enthusiastically recognized and spent freely on major luxury brands. The decline stage, 2024 onward. Miura Atsushi believes the current Chinese market combines features of Japan's second and third consumption eras, large-scale production plus personalized consumption, and is now transitioning towards the fourth consumption era. This aligns with Bain's data, reflecting that what China's luxury market has experienced in just over a decade mirrors Japan's century-long consumption eras in miniature. During China's frenzy stage, news often reported workers saving carefully for months just to buy an LV or Chanel bag. But this is quietly changing with the rise of China's Gen Z, the generation born between 1995 and 2010. This demographic represents about 280 million people. They clearly differ from previous generations.
新一代消费主力他们真的不差钱儿，有数据表明
Gen Z consumes more rationally. Half of them carefully budget, comparing prices across platforms and waiting for discounts, an impressive rationality, especially when money is not an issue. They also buy based on emotion and interest, valuing experiences that offer emotional satisfaction. The popularity of blind boxes, aromatherapy, and pet products owes much to them. With more brand choices and social media growth, their brand loyalty is declining. They care more about brand stories and values, like environmental protection, supporting domestic brands, and low-carbon lifestyles, all of which align with their values. These unique traits of China's Gen Z closely match the consumption shift Miura describes in Japan's fourth consumption era. However, under harsh communist authoritarian rule, China's economy may face an even tougher crisis than Japan's lost decades, marked by declining home buying, marriage, and birth rates. Luxury brands cross over into dining, like Dior's Café Dior, Prada's Shanghai Rong Zhai, Armani's Armani Caffè, and LV's Michelin one-star restaurant, represent attempts to transform, deepen brand presence, and connect emotionally with younger consumers. But under China's centralized authoritarian system, where individual rights and freedoms are fundamentally insecure, how long these attempts can last and how much room they have left remain uncertain. Whether these efforts can gain acceptance from China's people, especially Gen Z, requires more patient observation.